music therapy, first and foremost, addresses very specific clinical goals for our Parkinson's patient. That may include motor movement, attention, cognition, communication skills. So we're working on rigidity and articulation. All of these wonderful functional goals that we can address using music, because music addresses different parts of the brain. But also want to take into account that music is meaningful to us as people. So we're bringing the essence of the person that may have been lost because of an illness such as Parkinson's. So you're in a group like this where you're using music and you're singing and you're addressing all these functional goals, but at the same time, you're singing together with your peers, with your caregiver, and it just brings this wonderful social experience for everyone. There's a lot of research done in neurologic music therapy and the Parkinson's population. One of the foundational research that was done out of Colorado State University with Dr. Tout was using music for motor movement and gait. And what the basic premise was that music and rhythm specifically affects these automatic movements that we have, such as walking, breathing, and rhythm, even though you don't think about it, affects you. Think about like when you're running, for example, as an exercise and you're listening to music, you find that you're running to the pace of the music that you're listening to. We use that same theory of entrainment. So for a lot of people that have lost their control of movement that happens in Parkinson's, we use music to bring back that fluidity of the motion. But at the same time, as a lot of people know, that the loss of this dopamine in the brain is a big cause of the loss of motor control in Parkinson's. And music can actually affect this dopaminergic activity that happens in the brain as well, which is absolutely incredible. It's goal-oriented. As board-certified music therapists, we're thinking about how can music specifically address this particular objective or goal. And it would be different if we're just singing for recreative purposes, right? There's fun in that, and a lot of people say it's therapeutic because it makes us feel better. But one of the examples that we do is we do these specific exercise, for example, for articulation, and then we pick a specific song that pairs that exercise so that it's a good marriage of fun song, but it's also clinically directed and therapeutic. In the hospital setting, we really see a lot of progress. We provide music therapy in our rehab unit in Florida Hospital, where we can actually see patients with neurological disorders such as Parkinson's in a very systematic and regular way, where we could actually work with them and meet them where they're at, depending on what has happened because of their injury, and really see a progression as we provide music therapy. And the way that we provide music therapy is not just this specific exercise every single time. What's great about working with a board-certified music therapist is we can change it up, change up the music, really bring music that's special and meaningful to the patient while being very clinically oriented, so that we're bringing the fun aspect, but we're also changing the exercises based on how they're progressing. So a lot of times when we're working with stroke patients or patients with Parkinson's or patients even with TBI, we see them in one particular, the beginning aspect of it while we're assessing, we may do some very minimal type of stimulation using music. But then at the end of it, we're using music for walking, we're using music to stimulate their attention and cognition, we're using music for all of these different types of functioning purposes, that at the end, we can really see how music has affected their progress. Working with the individual Parkinson's patient and their care partners is very, very important, because music has just a meaningful way of bringing people together. And doing it in this social context just makes the experience and the exercise better. What I want them to take out of this, aside from the fun aspect of it, is that they can also take these tools home that they learn in music therapy group and practice it at home, practice it together, sing together. So while they're doing these exercises together, they're building the bond between caregiver and patient and Parkinson's patient, while at the same time working on these specific goals that they have that can make their life and quality of life better.